So this flight full of people gets hijacked, and as you can see, this whole thing gets really crazy. So there's this guy, his name is Leo, and Leo is about 42 years old, and he's an airline pilot working for Ethiopian Airlines, and he's a good pilot. All he ever wants to do is get his passengers to their destination. Stop communicating with air traffic control, and so now Leo is there alone with the hijackers, and he doesn't know what he's gonna do, and so instead of immediately turning the plane toward Australia, he low-key keeps flying south along the African coastline. That way, if and when they run out of fuel, there will likely be an airport somewhere nearby and he can try and land. However, eventually the hijackers noticed what he's doing and they get all mad again, and they're like, "What are you doing? You better take us to Australia." So Lau has no other choice. He turns the plane and he heads toward Australia, knowing that they're inevitably at some point going to crash in the middle of the ocean. So a few hours passed and they're still flying along, and after a while they're pretty far away from where they started, and Aldi pulls out an atlas and he's acting like he's making sure the plane is on the correct course to Australia, and he's like flipping through the pages, and that is when he sees the Comoro Islands, which is like a small set of islands near Madagascar, which if you're looking at a map of Africa, the Comoro Islands are right there, and so they all starts thinking maybe the plane could make it there, maybe we'll land there and everything will be fine, and me and all the passengers will end up going off, saying the right engine is out of gas, and this slows the plane down and it starts to descend on its own. While this is going on, one of the hijacker leaves the cockpit to go talk to the other two hijacker who are in the main cabin. As soon as that guy leaves, they all jumps on the plane's PA system to address the passengers. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot. We have run out of fuel and we are losing one engine at a time, and we are expecting a crash landing until the hijacker they can obviously hear this, and they get super pissed and they come back in the cockpit and they're like, "You motherfucker," and they knock the microphone out of his hand and they start messing with the buttons and they try to take over control of the aircraft. Then suddenly, bam, the plane's left engine flames out and an alarm starts going off saying the left engine has run out of gas, and so that's it, they are officially completely out of fuel. Both engines are off and the plane is gliding in big circles, slowly descending. Not only that, because they all was fighting with the hijacker, he has lost visual sight of the islands, and so he can't land there now because he can't see where the airport is, plus a lot of the electrical equipment has stopped working. So not only is the plane gliding downward, he can't really use the equipment to slow it down, so they're all just plummeting to their inevitable the ocean, and it starts to hit the surface. And now I can't actually show you the plane crashing, nor do I want to. It's way too tragic and this app would probably flag my video. But as you already know, kaboom, the plane hits the water and it crashes, and it's sometime later. Leo opens his eyes and the plane is completely destroyed, but he's actually alive, and the first officer pulls him out of the cockpit and he looks around and there are people everywhere like standing on the plane wreckage, and somehow a lot of the passengers survive. But unfortunately most of them did not. Of the 175 people on board, only 50, and all three hijackers, though they did not